Okay, this is Disney 627 here, and today I'm going to do my list of the best and worst of a Disney canon. Now, some of them I did not see, but when I read the description, I was like, yeah, I'm not just gonna pass them. So there's about roughly 58 movies. There could be more in time to come. It could reach to 100. I don't know. And this is my honest opinion. Like, some people mightn't agree with me on this list. Some might will. Yeah, but that said, let's dive in. Okay, number 58 is Fantasia. I absolutely hated this movie. I don't know why. I mean, the animation is nice, but there's no words. It's just pure music throughout the whole, like classical music. Maybe I'm not a classical person. If I did like classical music, I might even enjoy it better, but I thought it was boring. It was so long. It was on for like 100 minutes. It felt like it was on for 2 hours and a half. It just dragged and dragged and dragged. So yeah. Number 57 is Saldos Amigos. This is like a short movie. Like, it's like 3 shorts stuck into one. It's very short. It's only on for like 47 minutes. And they have this in the Disney canon. Like, what? But yeah, it's okay. It's nice to see like the different cultures, but yeah, it was just a really boring movie. Number 56 is Three Caballeros. This is 2 stories in it. One is about like Donald Duck is like present and he opens it up, and it's like this short about the like Brazil and Rio and all that crack. And then there's like another one where he meets the part from the Three Caballeros, and Saldos Amigos, sorry. And yeah, they do like these different things. They come across like it's live action as well, by the way, so it's animated in live action. Yeah, it's not as bad as the last 2 that I mentioned, but yeah, it was an okay movie. Fantasia 2000 at number 55. Yeah, this one, I seen like 10 minutes of it yesterday and I turned it off. I just got bored. The animation's nice, by the way. It's on though for 77 minutes, which isn't too bad. It's got a lot of cameos from Steve Martin to Bette Miller, and yeah, but yeah, it's a boring movie. I nearly fall asleep listening to it, watching it. 54, Chicken Little. Okay, I saw this movie once and I thought it was a load of crap. You got this chicken voiced by Zach Braff, who thinks there's like an alien, like a UFO, and it was just bad. So yeah. The Rescuers 53. This one was nice, but was kind of boring as well. There was also a sequel to this movie as well, which I'll get to later on. But yeah, it was an okay movie. I remember I got on DVD before and I thought it was boring. So yeah. 52, The Great Mouse Detective, or as it's known in the UK and Ireland, Basil and the Great Mouse Detective. This is basically a spoof of Sherlock Holmes, where you've got this mouse who has to protect the Queen from England or something, and yeah, it's also got Vincent Price, and I think, I'm sure I'm correct, I'm sure I have this right, but I think it was the first Disney movie to use CGI with the bell tower. So yeah, it's nice. I love the animation, by the way. So yeah. Number 51 is The Black Cauldron. This has got to be the darkest Disney movie ever. The villain was dark. The whole premise was dark. But God almighty, I saw it before and I wouldn't watch it again. I thought it was boring. You know, it was a really, really boring movie. And yeah, and that guy, that psychic, man, he was annoying. Oh, Jesus. The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. This is like a Halloween kind of movie. It's dark. Oh my God, I saw this movie like 2 days ago and I was shocked by how dark it was. It's got 2 shorts, by the way. So the first short is like The Wind in the Willows. We have the mole and the toad and all that. Then the second one is Sleeping Hollow with the what you call it? The Headless Horseman. And there's this guy and this other guy, and they're fighting the affections of this young maiden who looks like Cinderella from the 1950s. So yeah, that's that one. Home on the Range 49. This has Cuba Gooding Jr., Judi Dench, and I forget who else in this movie, and it bombed the box office anyway. The animation's nice, by the way, but it actually bombed, and yeah. Make Mine Music, again, it's a bunch of music shorts. Fun and Fancy Free, I never saw it. Melody Time, I thought it was boring. Dinosaur is 45. This one is the first CGI movie that Disney did. Yeah, it was good. Like the CGI was good in it, but I just thought it was very forgettable. Actually, all I remember is that you've got D.B. Sweeney, who's the title dinosaur, and yeah, I thought it was bleh. The Sword and the Stone is 44. Now, if there's any inconvenience, I'm sorry. Yeah, Sword and the Stone, the animation's nice in that. Sleeping Beauty, I nearly fell asleep watching this. I think it's the most boring fairy tale I've ever came across. It was boring. I mean, the characters barely even speak in this movie, but I will give credit to Maleficent, who I think is an awesome villain. So yeah, The Rescuers Down Under. I didn't see this movie, but I probably will. But yeah, I if it's like the first one, then yeah. Atlantis Lost Empire. This one bombed at the box office. I thought it was good. You know, the animation was nice, and yeah, if it's got James Garner, light of heaven to him. It's got Cree Summer and Michael J. Fox. There was a sequel to this as well, by the way. The sequel is pure shit. Ignore the sequel. Dumbo is 40. This one is a muted elephant who was teased by having big ears, and there's this mouse who Timmy's his name, and he like helps him with the circus, and there's like these crows singing, "Hey, you can fly, you can fly." Yeah, it's a nice movie. Robin Hood, loosely based on the Robin Hood tale, except there's animals in this. I remember that movie, which I haven't seen for ages, by the way. He's got this fox, and you've got this bear as free, and you've got this other guy, this tiger who like sucks you, like, what's his name? King John, and goes. That's all I remember that movie. The Adventures of Winnie the Pooh is 38. 37 is Bambi. Yes, Bambi. This one is nice too, but it's not as good as the rest of them. It's a very short film and more than Dumbo. Like, Dumbo's on for an hour. This one's on for like, what, 66 minutes? So it's a very short film. But yeah, it's nice too. 36 is Snow White and Seven Dwarfs. My late granny loved this movie. She loved it so much. Me, I thought it was okay. I mean, the animation is lovely, by the way, and the Evil Queen is very menacing. The dwarves are cute as well. Like, there's one like this grumpy, bash, dopey, sneezy Doc. Yeah, it's a fun movie, by the way. So if you haven't seen Snow White, do watch it. 35 is Alice in Wonderland. This one is very, very... How can I describe this movie? It's very weird because it's like as if she's hallucinating the whole time. Basically, it's about this girl who follows a white rabbit. She falls into this rabbit hole and ends up in this other alternative universe where she meets Tweedledum and Tweedledee, Chester the cat, the Red Queen, the White Queen, and yeah, it's very over the top. And Mad Hatter as well, and the rabbit, and it's very over the top, especially the live action one as well, which is also over the top with Johnny Depp and Mia Wasikowska. 34 is Winnie the Pooh, very short film as well. It came out after Tangled. It was the last hand-drawn movie, by the way. It was a nice movie, I enjoyed it. 33 is Pinocchio. This one is about this lonely puppet maker who builds a puppet and it comes alive, and he can become human if he can like give his life to another. It's like that movie The Scarecrow, which came back in 1999, which I did review, by the way. I'll put a link to that movie like somewhere down the comments section. Hopefully I will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, if you've seen that movie, it's pretty much like Pinocchio. So yeah, that's Pinocchio in a nutshell. Oh, this is so long. I'm sorry. I'm just running through them. 32 is Wreck-It Ralph. This one is like based on a video game. No, it's not based on a video game. It kind of like pays homage to video games like Sonic the Hedgehog or Mortal Kombat or all those movies. So yeah, it's a nice movie too. It's really good. 31's Aristocats. This one is extremely underrated. You know, it's like Lady and the Tramp, only it's about cats. You've got Thomas O'Malley, you've got the Duchess, and this guy that owns Duchess, who's the butler for Duchess's owner. Like, he doesn't want them at all, and he sends them to Timbuktu apparently. So yeah, it's a nice movie. 30's Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan. You know, it's a fun movie. Maybe the reason why I like Peter Pan is because I'm Peter Pan in real life, you might as well say, because I'm a very childish person. But yeah, I thought it was a very nice movie as well. Lilo and Stitch is 29. This one is really underrated as well. It came out at the time we have all the lesser known Disney movies, like from The Emperor's New Groove to Treasure Planet and all those. So yeah, it's a very underrated movie. I think it's cute, by the way. 28 is Emperor's New Groove. This one has David Spade, John Goodman, and oh god, what's the other one? Is it Helen something? I think it's Helen. I think her name is Helen, I think. Oh no, Wendy. Wendy's her name, sorry, Wendy. And you've got this guy, he's very selfish, very selfish. And he transforms into this llama by this empress who wants, called Zima, played by Eartha Kitt, and she's got this really dopish henchman called Kronk, voiced by Patrick Warburton, who talks like this. He was in Family Guy as well, by the way. He talks like this throughout the whole thing. So yeah, it's funny, by the way. It's a very funny movie. Meet the Robinsons 27. This one's different to a lot of Disney movies because it's a kind of a time travel movie with a twist. Yeah, the animation's nice. It is a forgettable movie, by the way, so I must watch it again. But yeah, it was an okay movie, but yeah, it was good. 26 is The Fox and the Hound, and this one is very, very. I remember my brother at the time. He was like I think he was like 8 at the time. And I remember him, he was watching it with me, and he literally cried 3 times for the whole thing. He finds that film very sad. I thought it was a sad movie too, because you got this friendship between the fox and the hound, and they're kind of from different areas, and they tried their best to become best mates. Yeah, it's a very heartwarming movie. If you haven't seen The Fox and the Hound, do watch it. 25's Treasure Planet. Yeah, seriously, this movie is awesome. It's got great soundtrack, great animation, nice twist, by the way, with the villain, by the way, who becomes good. I'm not gonna say who it is, by the way, but yeah, it was a cool movie. The Princess and the Frog is 24. This one is the last animated Disney movie fairy tale. Yeah, it has Anika Noni Rose, John Goodman, Jennifer Lewis, and it has Bruno Cambros and Anika Noni Rose. This one's got a lot of jazz to it, like it's set in 1920s New Orleans. And you've got this very charismatic prince who gets transformed into a frog, and he meets this girl who he thinks is a princess, and she turns into a frog. And the two of them have to try and find a way to turn themselves back into human again. So yeah. A whole bunch of animations. It's a cute movie, I like that. Moana's 22. Moana is very underrated. It's got Dwayne Johnson, Avril Shaw, Shaw Lovo, whatever you call her. She's the main character, Moana, and it's got Nicole Scherzinger as well. Yeah, it's a nice movie. 21's Ralph Breaks the Internet. I'm not gonna lie, I prefer this than the other one, than Wreck-It Ralph. I'm not gonna lie as well, there was one particular scene in that movie that had me crying. I don't know why. It was just so heartwarming and kind of got to me. So yeah, this one is basically, as titled title says they go to the internet because one of the kids that was at the arcade accidentally broke the steering wheel from Sugar Race, and it's up to Ralph and Vanellope to go online and retrieve a wheel for the arcade, and there's a lot of mayhem along the way for the two of them, so yeah. 20 Cinderella, I mentioned that before. It was a nice movie but a very bland print. 19's Oliver and Company. This movie had me in tears. The opening had me in tears. The ending had me in tears. The music, Once Upon a Time in New York City, had me in tears. Oh my god. It's loosely based on Oliver Twist, the one with Oliver and Fagin and all them. But yeah, it's a nice, sweet movie. So yeah. 18 is Frozen. This one is very overrated. I mean, when this movie came out, everyone was obsessed with this movie. Everyone. There was, everywhere you go, you hear Let It Go, you see the dolls, you see Elsa and Anna and Olaf and Sven, all those, and they're literally in your face, and you're like, oh my god. Especially the song Let It Go. I was like, God almighty, will that song ever shut up? So, yeah. 17's Lady and the Tramp. It's a sweet movie. Sorry, it's a sweet movie and I love it. 16's Mulan. I love Mulan. I love the animation. I love Eddie Murphy as Mushu. I like the girl who voices Mulan. I love the songs. But for God's sake, do not watch the remake of that. It's utterly shit. Number 15 is Hercules. This is a guilty pleasure of mine. It's got Tate Donovan, Susan Egan, James Woods, who plays a sly, sarcastic villain called Hades, like he's blue. And yeah, it's a nice movie, even though it's got a lot of gospel music, and you kind of go, what's gospel music got to do with ancient times in Greece? But still, it's a nice movie. 14's Utopia cracks me up. I love that movie. I love like the characters. I love the twist. I love everything about that movie. It's really, really hilarious. 13's Brother Bear. This one had Joaquin Phoenix as the title character, who transforms into a bear after he kills the bear that killed his brother. And yeah, and he befriends this other small little bear called Coda. So yeah, it was a sweet movie, and the music was done by Phil Collins. Number 12 is Big Hero 6. This is the first Marvel movie to be entered into this animated canon. The animation is great. I love Baymax. I cried in a certain scene, which I'm not going to spoil. And the villain twist was good as well. Yeah, it's great. And do stay tuned in the end, because a certain Marvel creator who is no longer here, because they since passed away, appears in this movie, by the way. So, yeah, check that out. Tarzan's 11. I love Tarzan. I love the I always love this movie. Again, it's got Phil Collins music in it. I love the characters, the animation, the story. Everything about this movie is brilliant. So yeah. Number 10 is Frozen 2. I preferred this over the first one. I don't know why, but I preferred this one. It's pretty much the same as the first one, except Elsa hears this like strange voice. She could be schizophrenic. That's the theory I have. She's gotta be schizophrenic because she hears things. And she goes on this quest in a way to find out who is actually calling for her. There's a twist, by the way, in this movie, because we've got 5 elements and there's one element missing. And yeah, and also the whole premise is basically Kristoff trying to propose to Anna, and it backfires, and it doesn't backfire, and it keeps backfiring all the time. So yeah, it's funny. I love it, you know. And there's also a song, by the way, sung by Kristoff, called Lost in the Woods, and that had me cracking. You got that Bohemian Rhapsody montage, and I was like, oh my god, what's Queen got to do with this movie? But it was hilarious the way it was done. It was brilliant. Number 9's Bolt. I love Bolt. As you can see here, by the way. Hey, no. Look. Hey, I have him already. I have him as a tie, so. Yes, you're number 8. Kind of. Yeah, I love Bolt, you know. I love the animation. John Travolta voices Bolt, and you also have Miley Cyrus. Yeah, it's a sweet movie. It's directed by Brian Howard and Chris Williams. Yeah, it's hilarious. It is Pocahontas. I love Pocahontas. A lot of people hate it because it doesn't correspond with real life events. But you know what? I don't care. I love the romance between the two characters. I love the animation, the songs, everything about this movie is brilliant. So yeah. Number 7 is Little Mermaid. I love The Little Mermaid. Always will, always did. And it's just a very, very cute movie. So I love that movie. 6 is Jungle Book, 1966. I love this movie. So yeah. Number 5 is A Hunchback of Notre Dame. This is gotta be the darkest Disney 90s movie I've ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, I mean the animation is brilliant. The music is really good. Even the opening sequence had me like I had goosebumps just listening to the score. It's just brilliant. The song, The Bells of Notre Dame. It's a brilliant film. If you haven't seen The Hunchback of Notre Dame, do watch it. Okay, I'm running out of breath here because I talk so fast. I'm sorry, guys. Number 4 is Aladdin. 2 words. Robin Williams. Hilarious in that film. I could go on and on and on about my love for that film, but yeah, I love Aladdin. Number 3 is Beauty and the Beast. Yeah, this movie is, I love it, you know. I love the animation. The songs are nice. I even like the remake as well, no more than Aladdin, which had Emma Watson in it and Dan Stevens and Kevin Kline in the remake of Beauty and the Beast. But yeah, it's a really, really good movie. The animation, like I said, is just, it's gorgeous. And it's the only Disney movie to be nominated for Best Picture, but lost out to Silence of the Lambs, so yeah. Now, number 1 and number 2 was difficult because I wanted to put number 2 and number 1, number 2, but anyway, I had to be fair, so here we go. Number 2 is Tangled. Okay, I love Tangled. You know, I love the animation, I love the score, I love the chemistry between Mandy Moore and Zachary Levi, who also sing in this movie. And we've got Dana Murphy's mother, Gothel. For those of you who don't know what Tangled is, it's loosely based on Rapunzel. You know, the one where you've got this girl with long blonde hair, you've got this evil witch, you've got this prince who goes, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, down your hair. This one, however, completely changes the plot around. And yeah, I mean, I could watch that movie again and again and again and I never get sick of it. I just thought it was a brilliant film. And yeah, I can't believe it's 10 years old now this year. It's really cool. And number 1, in my honest opinion, and this movie is the best of the whole lot, The Lion King. Not the remake, the animated one. Okay, where do I begin with this movie? I love the animation, the story, the songs, the opening sequence. Yeah, it's just a really, really good movie. I could go on and on and on about my love for that film. If you haven't seen The Lion King, do watch it. It's a very good movie, and I highly recommend you watch this one, the cartoon one, over the remake. So yeah, it's loosely based on Hamlet, for those of you who don't know, where you've got this young cub whose father gets, can I say murdered? Yeah, murdered by his evil uncle Scar, and he's next in line to be king, Simba. And he meets these two Timon and Pumbaa, voiced by Nathan Lane and Ernie Sabella, I think. Yeah, it's a really good movie, and it's got Matthew Broderick as the voice of Simba. So there you go. Yeah, if you haven't seen The Lion King, I'm sure a lot of you did see this movie. Do watch it. It's a really good film. Oh, and that is it. Oh my god, that is it. Okay, this is a long video. 24 minutes, wow. So yeah, that's my ranking from best to worst Disney animated movies. Do you agree? Do you agree? Do you not agree? Let me know in the comments down below what your favourites are. And until next time, take care.